Welcome back, YouTube. Splitting Wigs here with another how-to video. This time we're going to be covering a little bit of ground war, and we're going to start off with the class setup. And I usually go one of two ways here. Most of the time I'm going to run this overkill setup that I'm going to show you in here. I roll with the M4A1, but you can switch it out with the Kilo, some of the other good assault rifles. But if you're actually looking to have the best gameplay possible, you got to go with the OP M4 here. And this is how I run it. M16 barrel, M16 stock, operator foregrip, 50 round mags is, you got to get the bigger ammunition for the ground war, and then also the stipple grip tape, and this is the assault rifle I prefer, but the Kilo and some of the other ones work just fine as well. And then when I get overkill, especially if I'm on farmlands or almost any of the ground war maps, this is a good setup because that M4 is set up for long range for whenever you're trying to take people out at distance. And then when you're inside buildings and things of that nature, this 725 is OP as well. This is about as OP of a class setup as it gets. It's kind of cheesy, but hey, I'm trying to show you the best options here. Tempest smoothbore, 5 milliwatt laser, Ranger foregrip, Forged Tack Commander Guard, and Sleight of Hand. And this is great for clearing out buildings and things of that nature. And then, like I said, overkill, Ghost, but Ghost can be switched out for ground war once in a while. Sometimes I'll do hardline, or once in a while I'll do kill chain if I kind of feel a little bit campy. But this video is not going to be what you're used to seeing, where streamers have 3 guys in their squad and they're helping protect them while they just camp a window and rack up kills. That's not what you're about to see. Don't think that happens too often. I doubt any of your friends are going to just hang out with you and protect you to keep people from flanking you, which is what those guys do. Don't get it twisted. And then I always run shrapnel because in this class, a C4, it works on tanks pretty good. Not as good as a thermite, which I will go over in the next class, but I do like the C4 to help clear out buildings and windows, and stim shot is a must. Then the other class I run sometimes is this MP5 setup. This actually does work good. We'll get into why it works good later. But on this, I like to run the tack laser, the classic straight line, granulated grip tape, the 10 millimeter 30 round mags, and Commando foregrip. This one's set up more for medium long range as the MP5, but it still works good when you're up close. And this Desert Eagle, don't get me wrong, this thing actually works pretty good. You can have some fun with it sometimes in ground war, picking people off, and I'm sure it gets a little frustrating. EOD on this class for whenever usually when I'm running this class, I'm going to be up in people's faces a little bit more in buildings, running through, all kinds of claymores and things of that nature. Ghost, same thing, can be swapped out. Shrapnel's important. The thermite is phenomenal for taking out vehicles, and especially tanks. 2 of these, tank is done, and it won't move. It takes it a little while to blow up, but that's why we run for a field upgrade, a munitions box. I usually don't run this except for on ground war, but it's important to have a munitions box because it gives you 1 extra C4 or 1 extra thermite, which is awesome. You can thermite a tank twice, throw this down, grab a third, and the tank will blow up, and you usually get a kill. It's really effective for taking out vehicles. Alright, if you're getting any benefit from this video, I'd just like to ask if you could please hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and stay up to date with all the content I'll be releasing. There's a lot more coming soon. And after getting that out of the way, let's get into some gameplay here. One of the most important things is to use these vehicles to your advantage. There's so many new ground war players that they kind of ignore the vehicles. Like, they're like, okay, I know how to use a gun and things of that nature, so I'm just going to stick to that. But that's the biggest problem, is that you're kind of a sit and duck on these maps because you don't know them, or you just get frustrated because you keep getting spawn killed. But use these vehicles. You'll see in this video I use it a little bit more than I usually do, actually. I was just kind of goofing around sometimes when I get in a ground war match. I just like to have fun and drive around, try to run people over like this. I knew this guy sniped at me whenever I was taking that, so I knew where he was at. Got him right away. This is so much fun. Don't If you're having a bad time at Modern Warfare 2019, get in a ground war match, jump in one of these SUVs, and just try to run people over for 15 minutes, and I promise you'll have a smile. But this is nice here. People are oblivious on this game. You can do this most of the match. Just this guy parked his vehicle behind me. But anyway, people are oblivious. You'll see a couple times they'll think it's their teammate or something rolling up, and you can just jump out, shoot them, jump back in. But when it comes to ground war, you know, don't just think that you have to do like you see all the other streamers and YouTubers do, where they'll jump in a window and they'll go for a nuke and things of that nature. You can do that, but it's not quite as fun as if you just use the vehicles, and you know, and you'll see just like in my setup. Now this class is a little bit different. I'm running the Kilo I was trying to get some rank Bs up a little bit, so the class is a little bit different. Running a Kilo with the R9. But you'll see something here. I did not know this would happen. I get my kill streak started right out of the gate, and I kill myself with it. So, yeah, that I did not think was possible. And there you can hear my friends laughing at me in the background. You know, I'm starting off good, about to get my VTOL, one kill off a VTOL or something like that, and I kill myself with my airstrike. But you'll see I just jump right back in a vehicle here and go for a ride. I start to head down like I'm going to try to maybe assist at B again, or keep pushing towards their spawn. And then I notice that they're about to take E the whole way. So I try to run a couple people over, see if I can get a couple quick run over kills, and I'm going to make my way back to E, because that's an important one to keep. You always want to keep the one closest to your spawn. That's how you lose control, map control on ground war quick, is people will try to flank you and take the one closest to your home base, which if you're getting dominated, that's the first thing you need to do, is just jump in a vehicle and head to the one closest to their spawn. This guy tries to jump down, I switch my R9, he jumps in the window and takes one right in the ass. Then he bitches about it on the mic. So I'm up here by E. I was going to go actually into E, but I'm going to do some covering fire here. I already have teammates heading that way, so I'm going to try to... People like to camp in this building here. People will always try to stay in this spawn, and I try to start picking some people off in this house. They will camp in here, and I got some friends over there, and some teammates heading to E. And I get a couple kills here. My aim is off a little bit in this. This is an older gameplay. I haven't actually played Ground War much because of the map glitches. And I was trying some new aim assist here, and it really wasn't working for me on the long range stuff. It just felt really weird. I was trying to run the dynamic instead of the standard. I'm kind of stuck on standard, or linear is not bad. But man, this dynamic at range, I was having all kinds of problems. But, you know, if you have any questions or comments, just make sure you drop a comment below this video. And let me know maybe what you want me to cover later. And I'll keep covering whatever you guys want to see. I've been playing Call of Duty since COD 4. You know, half decent player. And also drop your Activision account. I'll add you. We can play. You know, it's all good. But this is one of the ways to play Ground War here. We're starting to lose some map control. I'm just trying to make sure that we get E back, and I eat a shotgun here. I can't believe I lose this fight. I shoot him right in the chest. I see him coming. Boom! Oh, and he 725s me, which if you saw in my set... Oh, no, that's right. He mini shotted me. Freak! I shoot him right in the chest with a shotgun, and he pistols me. It's crazy. That's twice now, right out of the gate. I get one kill away from my VTOL. But you can see I did cover E enough that we got it back, and we're starting to take map control here. This is a quick video just to show you, you know, how quick you can make it change. We took E back. Now it's time to head down. I'm going to see if we can get A and, you know, kind of nuke this game quick and in a different way. You know, not with 30 kills, but just try to come down here and just, you know, dominate this other team. This map is one-sided. This one is. You know, for whatever reason, they didn't play test this one or something, because this map's super one-sided. If you start on the side we did, it's pretty easy to win. But the way that the spawns work in Ground War is an important thing to cover, actually. If your team controls, say, B, when you spawn at B, you're going to spawn on your side, on wherever your home base is. You're going to spawn on that side of B. So you have to remember that's how the other team's going to spawn as well at their locations. So when you're trying to figure out the spawns, that's why a lot of people have trouble with Ground War, because they just can't figure out the respawn logic of the game, and it really gets you mixed up, and that's how you can die a lot. So, you know, say if I'm spawning at B, you see how I spawned on our home base side of B. Whereas if they own B, they would spawn on their home base side of B. And that goes for all of the locations. A, B, C, D, and E. If you own that location, you're going to spawn on your side of that location, which is really important for whenever you're in these houses like this. I come up here, I was trying to get that guy back that was laying there camping, and he was gone already. But as you can see, I'm in this building, so I know that if they're spawning at A, they're not going to spawn right next to us. They're going to actually spawn on the far side of A from here. So you know that from here you have a little bit... Oh, I got sniped right in the face. I can't aim. I usually can get some shots on those guys before they can kill me, but trying that new dynamic aim assist, I was really struggling. But, you know, right now the other team, they have D. If they were smart, they would try to start working through C and B and start to regain some map control, because, you know, that's the, you know, just this is like just an oversized domination. You want to control everything as much as you can to where you can consistently control it and you don't lose map control. If it's a tight game and you have 3 locations, you know, if you have E, D, and C, but the other team's real good, and you know, man, we can lose map control really quickly, you only want to keep those 3, and just make sure you keep those 3. If you start getting yourself spread out too thin, you can really lose quick and just completely lose map control to where you're getting spawn trapped, and then you really have to, you know, struggle to, you know, to get out of your spawn and actually have an enjoyable game. And if that does happen, the first thing you need to do is jump on a quad or get in a car, and you drive the whole way, flank the whole way around the map, as far away from the enemies as you can, and you try to get someone on your squad to team up with you, and you take the one directly in front of their home base like they did to us earlier. But see, the problem they made is now they have themselves spread out. They didn't realize that, you know, we're a pretty good team, and you're going to see what happens from here. They have A, C, D, and E, and they're kind of spread out too thin here, and you'll see how this goes from here out. And you know, it's always another thing in Ground War is you need to have verticality on your side. You know, a lot of times when I watch people post video of them playing Ground War and complaining, a lot of the times they're on the ground floor of a building, they're on outside running around on street level or something along those lines. But the number one key is that you always get some verticality. Get on a roof, get in a window up top. And I know it feels like camping, but on Ground War, unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes. You have to really strategically go outside when you can strategically. You can't just blindly run outside. You know, if both sides of you is controlled by the other team, you kind of just have to stay inside until your other teammates get close or you regain some map control. The people that have the worst time at Ground War are the ones I see them complaining all the time. They're just outside running around like chickens with their heads cut off. No idea where the enemies are. When that starts to happen, if you're like this and you're spawning, and you're on the other team right now and you're spawning it at A, and you're just getting murdered because there's people on our team sitting in the other building, right next to your spawn, you got to back it up and go to your very home spawn, like spawn way back at your home base and grab a vehicle and go try to make something happen. I think a lot of people's problems with Ground War is you keep getting killed as soon as you spawn, and that's because people that know how the spawns work in this are going to post up in the house like I am and just kind of pick you off as soon as you spawn, and it really makes for a bad time. So don't just keep spawning at, you know, don't just spam the button and keep spawning on teammates, or don't just spam the button and just spawn at one of the locations that your team has. If you're having 3-4 deaths in a row and you can't get any map control, you can't get up in a building, you can't get somewhere that's going to work out for you to give you a power position, go all the way back into your home spawn, grab a vehicle, and drive the whole way out around and just go try to take the one closest to their spawn. And you'd be surprised how quickly that can just flip the match and how quickly that can just change not only your game around, it can actually change. You can, even though it's 32v32, One move by one person can flip a ground war match quicker than you would ever imagine. Right now, we're trying to get them nuked because we're going to take all of the objectives. Right now, someone on their team needs to be in something quick, something that drives fast, and just flank us the whole way out around. They should be going back right now to take E from us, and and that's the quickest way that they could give their whole team somewhere else to spawn, because everybody would spawn at E instantly, because right now we pretty much have them stuck to where they're spawning and we're just aiming down sights at them. And right now we got them DEFCON, we're holding all flags, and it's just not a good time for the other team right now. And this isn't my best gameplay, but it's about all I had, because I will admit that right now ground war maps are pretty much broken. I haven't played it in a little while, but on the Facebook groups I did see a lot of people complaining about ground war, so I just wanted to put something together because it is my favorite mode on this game. It's just the most fun, the most action, and I'm telling you, those vehicles, man, they are fun. Do not shy away from jumping in the vehicles. But anyway, this video is about over. My name is Splitting Wigs, as you see it popping up on the screen. Just go ahead and add me, and we'll play some ground war. We can work together. And let me know what you thought in the comment sections. Please, please, please drop comments, drop likes, drop dislikes even if you didn't like it. It's much appreciated. And I almost went top. I only had 27 kills, but that wasn't a terrible round. But we did get the big victory. And, I don't even know what my deaths were. I don't even remember what I did this game. Let's see if it shows it here. Oh yeah, here, this is when they first started finding all the glitches. They're saying somebody on our team, I went 27-8, guy on our team went 52-1 glitching.